Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Joanna Kleinman, CEO of the Mastering Your Mind Coaching Company. And this conversation is for you if you are walking the path of growth and transformation and raising your consciousness, and you are walking this path with an open heart and a courageous mind. So, if you have read all the books, if you've done all the workshops, if you've listened to all the podcasts, and you're ready for something deeper, what we're talking about today is not just mindset, it's mastery. And this is the kind of mastery that doesn't come from analyzing yourself endlessly or striving for reaching some goal of where you think you should be. It comes from waking up to a deeper truth right now. And it comes from living in that truth moment by moment by moment. So I want to share with you today 7 truths that will change how you see yourself. It'll change how you relate to your life. And it really will change how you experience everything from your relationships to your sense of yourself, to your purpose on this earth, to your inner peace that you experience every day. So let's dive in. Truth number 1, I've talked about this many times before. You are not your thoughts. Now, this is the cornerstone of transformation. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one that hears that voice. But what I want you to understand about this is that that automatic voice speaks in loops. So old thought patterns from way, way back, early on in your life tell you who you are and what you can and can't do, and what are the things that are wrong and what are the things that should look different in your life, right? And so most people confuse that voice for the truth. Now, let's talk about this from a neuroscience perspective. What's really happening here? Well, you are activating the default mode network of your brain. That's the part of your brain that's responsible for that internal chatter. It's responsible for self-criticism and for building evidence to support this story that you've mistaken as fact. So when you practice metacognitive awareness, okay? When you practice witnessing your thoughts rather than becoming your thoughts, now you're shifting into a different part of your brain. You're shifting into the prefrontal cortex. And this is where clarity and intuition and empowered choosing live. Okay. So you've got to be able to distinguish the truth from your old conditioned programming. So most of these thought loops were installed before you even had a mind. So messages like I'm not enough, or I don't belong, or I'm going to be rejected, or I have to earn my value, right? Or what if I fail, or what if they judge me? These were created as emotional survival strategies. But you're not surviving anymore. You're awakening. Now, you can't stop these thought loops, but you can stop letting them define you. That is the beginning of freedom, which takes us to truth number 2. Life is not a problem that needs to be solved, but most of us are taught to relate to life like it's a checklist, right? I have to fix this part of my relationship. I have to fix this part of my body. I have to fix this part of my business. I have to fix how the future unfolds. So, what if your life isn't something to solve? So, your inner critic, that's that automatic self, thrives on these problems because that's the part of you that believes that peace will come once everything is handled. But peace doesn't come from control, it comes from presence. So life is actually not linear. We don't move from the past to the future, okay? Your life is alive in this very moment. So you can't force your life into a plan. You can only partner with your life right here in the present moment. So here's the paradox. When you stop grasping for clarity and you ground yourself just in right now, clarity arises out of this very moment. When you stop chasing certainty, that's when you rediscover trust for the unfolding of your life with every part of your life, not just the parts you want, but all of it. Okay. So, not trusting in the outcomes, trusting in yourself, because that's what real safety is, not guarantees that life is going to go your way. True safety is the embodiment of knowing that whatever lies ahead, you know that you'll meet it with grace. So you don't have to control it or script it or figure it out. Okay. So you just need to let it unfold and walk it, right? Walk that journey of life one aligned step at a time. Truth number 3, the present moment is all there is. And your inner critic doesn't live in the now. Your inner critic lives in the past, which is dead, or the future, which is only in your imagination. But right now, this breath you're taking, this heartbeat, this moment is where your power lives. So when you drop into the present, that's when you regulate your nervous system. Your nervous system gets out of whack when you're focused on the past or the future. So when you're focused on the present, you're shifting from that flight or fight response into rest and digest. So this isn't just emotional wellness. This is actually neurological rewiring. Now, spiritually, this is where your guidance lives, not in your anxious thoughts, not in what might happen, but in the stillness that's always here. That stillness is your compass, it's your clarity, it's your truth. Now, this is one of the hardest truths for me to live, but it's also one that I return to again and again and again, because every time my inner critic wants to predict or control or perfect, that's when I gently bring myself back into presence and trust, because trust only lives in the here and now. Truth number 4, let go of control. So, yes, to your inner critic, control feels like safety, but it's a trap, because your inner critic manages uncertainty by trying to control the uncontrollable. Okay. Now, we know from neuroscience, the more we try and force control, the more it activates the fear center of our brain. So when you trust, you're activating your prefrontal cortex, and that supports insight. It supports conscious action taken from this very moment, right? So letting go of control means you're choosing alignment over force. It means you're choosing flow over that hard, striving effort. So the more that you let go, the more life surprises you in the most beautiful, unexpected ways. And it's not because you're micromanaging it, but it's because you're aligned with it. Truth number 5, there is no light without shadow. So your pain, whatever that looks like, your pain is not a problem. It's actually a portal. So your inner critic might be convincing you you're behind, you're not where you're supposed to be. This isn't going to happen for you. But healing doesn't mean removing those thoughts. It doesn't even mean removing the pain. It means bringing light to it. So every painful emotion, every contraction inside your body holds wisdom. Every breakdown cracks you open to the next level of growth and insight and awareness. Every doubt is a new doorway. So, spiritual wholeness is about integrating those wounds, about integrating that pain and using it as your greatest spiritual teacher so that nothing is wasted. Even the messiest parts of your life are part of the miracle, part of the magic that you're creating. Truth number 6, you already are right now what you seek. So we've been conditioned to chase our peace or our sense of purpose or our confidence. And we think that it lives out there in what we achieve. We don't get them from outside. We access them by remembering who we already are. Okay. Now, this is the illusion that our inner critic keeps alive, right? That you're not there yet, that you're missing something, that you need to figure out all the puzzle pieces first. When you reconnect with your authentic self, you actually realize that you've been whole and enough all along. Okay. It's just that you are listening to that noise. And when you unhook from that noise, the search ends and the embodiment begins. Finally, we get to truth number 7, and that is that your life is a dance, it's not a destination. So we've been sold this myth of some arrival point. We have to get there and we have to do more and we have to achieve more and we have to heal more and we have to win more. The truth is, there is never a there. There's only ever a here. And so when we learn to dance with life, which is pretty cool because I love to dance, when you dance with creating life, with getting curious, with exploring, with laughing more, with having more fun, with resting more, with feeling more, all of it becomes sacred. And so your joy becomes your teacher, your sadness becomes your teacher, your peace becomes your teacher, your anger becomes your teacher, your presence becomes your teacher. You don't need to take any part of your life seriously. You just need to take your freedom and your joy and your fun more seriously. So, I'm curious, which of these truths did you need to hear today? Where are you still believing your inner critic instead of living from your authentic self? And what opens up for you when you stop waiting for your life to change and you decide to be the change right now? Because this is the work, not fixing what's broken, but reclaiming what's already whole. And if you want a clear and powerful place to begin this transformation, I created an incredibly powerful self guided course just for that moment. So it is the Redesign Your Future, the hidden truth about transformation. It is only $47. $47. And it is one of the most powerful ways to stop spinning and to start living from your authentic self right now. So inside of that course, you'll learn how to break the loop of your fear-based thoughts, and you will learn how to rewire your nervous system from survival to self-trust, and finally to embody the energy of your future self and align your life with what you really want right now. So that's the foundation for everything else that you want your life to be. So the link is in the show notes, and remember, the future that you are craving does not begin when your life changes. It begins the moment that you take yourself on and understand what is already whole beneath the noise of your conditioned self. So trust the unfolding. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video today. If you know somebody that could really find a lot of value from this video, please share this video with them and please like the video, subscribe to this channel for more. And thank you so much for tuning in today.